Hello, my name's Dr. Heather Johnston and I'm here at PowerGen Europe in the beautiful city of Amsterdam, and I'm joined by Patrick Heller, Strategy, Growth and Marketing Manager at Pentair. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
Very good, thank you. And yourself?
Great. Thank you. It's great. Thank you very much for inviting me onto your booth. Shall we start their little conversation? Can you just tell me about Pentair and their position within the power generation market and kind of how it serves that very important market?
Absolutely. So Pentair with the two key brands, Goyen and Mecair, we've been involved in the power generation markets now for almost 80 years. In fact, we have our 80th anniversary this year as a business. And within the scope of the power generation markets, we serve the gas turbine inlet filtration segments of that, as well as the waste gas treatment for coal-fired boilers and waste-to-energy type projects. Those two brands are very strong in the filter cleaning technologies there, the controls of those, and of course the expertise to design and develop those systems to work effectively. Now, one key thing that's changed for us this year is that Pentair, being a massive organisation, right, it has quite a number of business units associated with it. We've partnered with another business unit that was known as engineered filtration to form precision filtration this year. And through that group, we bring on board a whole range of new products associated with membrane air dryer technology, as well as lubrication protection systems for all the rotating machinery associated with a power generation type application.
Excellent. So really exciting time at Pentair at the moment.
So absolutely exciting, and finding the the crossovers between the two groups has been really interesting because they are so complementary.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, shall we maybe talk a little bit about some of the sort of the key technology expertise that now Pentair is able to offer? So obviously you mentioned the filter systems for the inlets for the gas turbines. Obviously a fundamental part to ensure that your gas turbine works to its optimum. So what are the actual sort of products that you're able to offer the clients in the power industry? Yeah,
look, we really specialise in a whole range of components building into entire systems that are fundamental to cleaning the filters down themselves. Now, of course, when we talk about an inlet filtration system or a waste gas treatment system, the filters can only work as well as they're able to pass the gas stream through them. And if the filter media becomes heavily loaded by the particulate, it's no longer able to extract or pass the flow through it, so we need to clean that down. Our specialist expertise is around understanding that cleaning process. So one area that we've really put a lot of development into over the past 20 years is in that area of understanding the pulse cleaning process, modelling that up so we can actually calculate and predict the performance of any system prior to it going into play, as well as troubleshoot a system that might be not operating properly in the field. For a gas turbine type implementation, that is actually critical because what we can do is very rapidly build together systems or model systems and show how, for instance, savings can be achieved significantly in the construction of the intake filter housing, or operational savings can be achieved through extending filter lives, reducing energy costs associated with compressed air, all that sort of thing. Really is where our expertise comes into play.
Fantastic. So I mean, it's fair to say that really, as far as sort of one of Pentair's real key objectives is they really invest in the research and the development.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think at its heart, particularly our business, it's an engineering business. Okay, and we're dealing in markets which are engineering markets, and the real strength behind Pentair is that we're a very large and stable organisation that's able to invest in that engineering competencies and really deliver reliable solutions to our customers in that way. And it might be different if we're dealing with mum and pop's short little small manufacturing centre in the backyard, but when we're talking about a power generation system, you can't afford to have that system go down just simply because the filters aren't being cleaned properly.
Yes, absolutely fundamental. And sort of switching maybe to markets a little bit, where is Pentair really sort of seeing the potential for their business to really kind of grow, and maybe where is some of the markets that are a little bit challenging, but you still think there are real opportunities there?
They're interesting markets for us. We're a global organisation, right? And I think most businesses in this sort of industry would consider themselves to be global organisations. But we're very tightly integrated to our customers, which means that actually we're present where each of our customers are present. Gas turbine intake filter system manufacturers, they will design in the UK, build in China, deliver into the Middle East. And so we're in the UK, China and the Middle East. Yeah. The biggest opportunities, I think, growth-wise, and the most exciting areas are certainly around the Middle East.
Yeah.
For us, some of the most challenging environments there, certainly, but that's where we can also leverage our technical competencies the best. China and Southeast Asia in particular are really quite strong growth markets for us too. And they're virtually in the backyard of one of our main offices based in Sydney, Australia. I'd suggest that really Europe's always a challenging market, but what carries us through Europe is that many of those global accounts are actually headquartered here, and that's where the design effort takes place. Yeah. So, ultimately, even though our systems may not be going in directly into a European installation, they are being designed and specified here and dragged through the rest of the world. Yeah.
Fantastic. Patrick, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me and just give me a really great feel about what Pentair's up to and kind of where it's going in the future.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Pleasure, thank you.
I'm now joined by Joe Toomer, Global Business Development Manager. Hi there, Joe, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent.
Good.
Now, obviously, I was having a chat with your colleague Patrick, and he mentioned about the exciting partnerships, particularly with engineered filtration, and the fact that that partnership has brought some really interesting new technology expertise into Pentair. We'd really like to kind of find out a bit more information on that. Over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're integrating some of our products that we made on the engineered filtration side into the CAS side, and one of the products that we're integrating right now is the membrane air dryer. And so membrane air dryers are used to remove moisture from compressed air, and pretty essential in the compressed air business, obviously, and obviously in the CAS side, using the dry air to make sure that the filter bags are operating properly.
And I also understand that Pentair is also bringing in sort of lubrication protection technology into the European market as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the integration of the two businesses, our sales team, our sales footprint has expanded significantly. And so we're now able to take some of the products that were successful in other parts of the world and bring them into Europe. So the products that we're using right now are essentially implementing in other parts of the power gen industry. The first one is Envirosep. And Envirosep is a varnish removal system. And it differs from other technologies because we're actually using a multi-stage adsorbent technology to ensure that all phases of the varnish are removed.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a nice product.
Well, it's such a problem, an issue, varnish formation on the equipment. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And the next product that we're bringing in is the Ulti-Dry technology. It'll take a slipstream off the gas turbine, steam turbine, whatever turbine that's having problem with the moisture and particulate, and bring it down to ISO codes that are acceptable and oftentimes under 50 ppm for the moisture concentration.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what about sort of looking to take some of the technologies to other markets outside of Europe? What's sort of Pentair's plans there with these products?
Yeah, we started in the US with these products some time ago, and we're starting to gain a lot of traction. And so we have a footprint in Asia as well, in the Middle East and South America. But our European footprint's been quite minimal. So excited to bring that more on the global scale and really expand our growth.
Great. So that's kind of a key focus for the company going
Yeah,
forward.
absolutely,
Brilliant.
absolutely.
Joe, thank you very much for taking the time to take me through some really interesting technology. Joe, this has all been really fascinating. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to point out one other technology that we didn't touch on. It's a stealth active breather system, and it's a technology that we use to remove moisture from hydraulic gearboxes and reservoirs. And it does a nice job of sweeping dry air across the top of the oil, and it actually doesn't allow any moisture to get into the reservoir gearbox. So, and along with all these technologies, it does a real nice job at lowering total cost of maintenance, reduces interval cycles, and makes sure the oil and the equipment is operating properly.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And one other thing, if you'd like to learn more information about our products, please click on www.cleanairsystems.com and check us out.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Yeah.